What's happening? What's up? What's good? Welcome back to Moving Company Hustle. Today in this video, I got a big announcement. But before we hop into that, first things first, shout out to all the subscribers. Really appreciate everybody who rocks with my channel, likes my videos, and subscribes. Y'all are dope. So I got some big news today. I sold my moving company. Over the last month and a half, I've been going through a merger with another veteran-owned moving company here in the Denver area, another 5-star moving operation. Back in January, I decided to put my moving company on the market with the intent to sell it outright, and ended up deciding to merge with another moving company here in Denver. But before we hop into that, man, I really want to thank everybody who's rocked with my channel over the years. Really appreciate you guys. Really appreciate all the customers who have hired us to move their stuff, who have trusted us over the years, and who have helped us build this brand headband. So I really appreciate you guys. Really appreciate everybody who's reached out to me over the last couple of months and tapped in with me, and everybody that continues to network with me and support the channel. So I really appreciate you guys, man. I started looking at options in January, got a little bit burned out. It's a process building $1 million moving operation. It doesn't happen overnight. It's been a 5-year process. We started in 2020 during the pandemic. At the peak of the pandemic, decided to move back here to Denver and start my second moving company. So it's been a process. Running a moving operation and scaling a moving operation is not easy. Requires a lot of energy, a lot of focus, a lot of time, and a lot of money. And my company, I've been very fortunate to scale as quickly as I have, right? A lot of moving companies will never become $1 million moving operation. It's really difficult to do, especially year after year after year. So it's been a process. And I got burned out in December. This winter was tough. As it is for a lot of moving companies out there, but I decided to put my moving company on the market, and that was a process. I went through a handful of negotiations with potential buyers. I actually used ChatGPT to guide me through this entire process. Basically used ChatGPT as a business broker, and I sat down and talked with different brokers, and just didn't make a whole lot of sense for me to give a broker 10% to sell my company, something that I've spent 5 years building, right? So decided to put my company on the market, sit down with a handful of people that were interested in buying headband movers. It's really cool to build something like this, and people are interested in spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy it, right? A really awesome process to go through, and just I'm really grateful that I've had this team that I've had over the last 5 years, and really grateful to be in this community and have people that are engaged with my business and want to hire us to move their stuff, and even more grateful to have put myself in a position to be able to sell this company. So through all the negotiation processes, and I decided to actually merge with another moving company here in town, Nest to Nest Movers. James is the owner of Nest to Nest. He's an entrepreneur, owns multiple businesses, and we've been friends for about a year now. We share a lot of the same problems. We're also both veterans, right? We both served in the military. We both have families. We both have kids, and we both understand how difficult and challenging it could be to run a moving operation, especially in a cold climate like Denver, especially with the pandemic and the economy, and that roller coaster. So we've been doing business together for a year. We've been doing weekly meetups for a year, figuring out how we can help each other out. If I need a guy, I can call him. If he needs a guy, he can call me. If his guys don't show up, I can take the job, right? So his business doesn't get bad reviews, and He can continue to take care of his clients. We've just had each other's back over the last year and a half, 2 years, and it's been awesome building a friendship with him. And now we're business partners. I dissolved Headband Movers and we merged into Headband Trucking, which is awesome. He brought his team over. I've brought my processes, my team over. He's brought his fleet over, and we've merged all of this into Headband Trucking. And we're hoping to take over the Denver market and to be a premier moving company here in the United States. It was a really smart decision for me. It made sense for my family. It allows my wife to take a step out of the business and to focus on her and to focus on her business as well. Now James and I are here and we're ready to rock and roll for the moving season. It's been a process, and I use ChatGPT literally for everything, for drafting responses to emails, to prepping negotiation points, right? I'm not a business broker, and I've never attempted to do a large deal like selling $1 million moving operation. I used it with contracts and due diligence. Obviously, we had a lawyer throughout this entire process just to make sure that we didn't make any mistakes and just to make sure that nobody gets fucked in the deal, right? It's been a process, man, but I use ChatGPT literally for everything. For EBITDA, and if you're not familiar with EBITDA, we'll talk about that in another video. I really want to give you guys a breakdown of the entire process that I went through, putting my company on the market, negotiations with potential buyers. I'll share some stories with you guys, NDAs, financial documents, depreciation, buybacks, all of that stuff. It was a learning process. It was an awesome process. It was a stressful process. And am I making the right decision, right? You have all those conversations with yourself when you're trying to do a big deal and you're trying to sell your moving company. So why did I decide to merge instead of selling my company outright? We're both five-star moving operations. We're both veterans and we're both growing. We both have fleets. We both have locations strategically placed throughout the Denver area, different offices. And it just made the most sense, right? Financially, it made the most sense for me. Financially, it made the most sense for James as well. But at the end of the day, I wanted to align myself with another entrepreneur who brings just as much to the table as me, and somebody who's passionate about their business, passionate about moving, and somebody who can pick up the ball if I drop it. And James was that guy. And I had a lot of people interested in buying the company. I sat down with a lot of different entrepreneurs, different corporations that were interested in buying the company. And they all wanted me to be a part of the business at the end of the day, right? Nobody wanted to buy the company outright. And they all had these ideas and these different contracts and these different deals about how I was going to get paid and when I was going to get paid. And it just didn't make enough sense to me to sell the company to somebody that I didn't know unless they were willing to buy it outright. But after sitting down and having conversations with potential buyers, they all wanted me to be a part of the company. And it was hard for me to pull the trigger and continue to work for Headband while selling Headband with somebody I didn't know. And that would have been a really big risk for me. And obviously they all had exit options for me over the next 4 to 6 years. So at the end of the day, it just made the most sense for me to continue to build Headband, to merge with another veteran moving company owner and take a bigger market share. James brought over his fleet, which is awesome. 2 large 26-foot box trucks that are fitted specifically for moving. Obviously, I still have my fleet, the dump truck, the box trucks, the trailer. It just made the most sense. And we're trying to make a huge push into the Denver market this year. We're trying to take a very large chunk of the market share. If you're a moving company owner in the area, we're here to rock and roll. The goal is to try to take over the entire Front Range. And so we're working hard every single day to ensure that our team is fed. We're building processes. You know, my company has been a process-driven company, especially on the back end. It's really important, right? Sales process, operations process, dispatch process. So now we're fine-tuning those processes right now, and we're ready to rock and roll. The moving season's here. It's April 22nd today. March was a really great month for us. The merger completed March 1st, and we had a lot of headaches, and we still have a lot of headaches. There's a lot of things that we were both unaware of when it comes to a merger, right? We've had guys leave the company. It's been a process, but March was a really great month. We're in the middle of April right now, and April is going really well. We're hiring, you know, we're firing, we're recruiting, we're doing everything that we can to make sure that everything is streamlined by May 1st. But yeah, man, I wanted to tap in with you guys, let you guys know what's going on. I know I haven't been uploading lately. I do got a lot of videos that I'm going to be releasing over the next couple of weeks. Going to get redialed back into the channel. But selling the company, merging the company has been a process, and it's required a lot of energy to get everything on track for the busy season. So now that things have, you know, simmered down a little bit and we got our processes pretty much dialed in, I'm ready to start uploading the content. I do have videos that I'm going to be putting out over the next couple of weeks. So I want to let you guys know what's going on. Really appreciate everybody that's been rocking with the channel over the years, and everybody that's reached out to me over the last couple of months to see what's up. So everything is good on my end. We're ready to rock and roll for the moving season. Really appreciate everybody rocking with the channel. Keep an eye out for the videos. Got some really dope sponsors that are going to be working with the channel as well. Going to figure out how to do some giveaways, maybe give away a mag line or a dolly or something like that. But yeah, man, that's all I got for you guys today. Hope everybody's working hard, working smart, grinding, not sweating the small stuff out there. I got to go, man. Peace. See you.